You can look around, but construction has some areas closed. If you hang around too much, though, you might get yelled at. I can handle being yelled at, I'm not a wuss. The Black Tower. Queen Amber's changed. She is never cruel, but now she makes us do the impossible. But you didn't hear it from me. Loafers won't get off easy. Busy, busy, busy. If I don't hurry, the guards will come and hit me. Yeah, it's awful. Ever since that night girl appeared, now we have to work hours on end. I'm probably gonna offend every nationality with these voices. Alright. Time to get on with the show. My job isn't done. How can I face the queen? I'll never make it. It's been awful ever since that Nehru girl appeared. Now we have to work for hours on end. Oh, they say kind of similar things. I think Queen Amby is running a gulag. Yeah, that's kind of dark. Huh? A digging tool? That's a spirit, Sonny. Here, you can have this shovel. You can use that shovel to move the dirt. Now, one thing that threw some people, like one person I knew off in this game, is that because so many of them repeat their dialogue, you don't think to ask everyone after you go far enough. So sometimes you can miss the shovel, and it's a necessity. Hey. There's no going past this point. Nothing up there is complete, so there is no entry. Oh man, haven't you ever been to a building that's still being built? It's so fun and dangerous. Like, there's no proper safety in place, and you can have, like, rivets and girders even fall on you. It's awesome. Dig, 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 Drio, Drio, Drio. Piece of heart. Play this game, by the way, guys. You're skeptical now? Well, of course you're not skeptical. You trust my judgment. But, I think people who may not recognize or understand these types of old games will find a lot to like in this title. You can own it legit for $7. It's a steal. Though I do think Nintendo personally kind of neglects their Virtual Console. Come on, man, there's so much good on Game Boy that will never come to it. But, yeah, there's other kind of issues I know. It also depends on what companies want to make the effort to bring those old games to it. But, Game Boy has a great library. I think people forget that. When you remember, like, all these classic libraries, people get all nostalgic about the NES, about, like, wow, look at all the great stuff on it. There was, I'd say, about maybe 50 or so great NES games, and like 300 terrible ones. Game Boy had a similar problem, but nobody remembers the good in Game Boy the way they did with NES. There isn't that same level of nostalgia, and I'm not sure if that was just it being a handheld. But one thing that was always great about Nintendo is that they treated like their handheld releases as, hey, let's not make Zelda work on a handheld, let's not dumb it down. Let's just make a new Zelda and have it for the handheld. They didn't really change their, hey, what great ideas can we put in this philosophy when it came to handhelds. And you got some great games. And these types of games often get overlooked when you compare it to, like, A Link to the Past, and so it's kind of unfortunate, but that's just how things kind of are. Because to me, these two games are one of the great Zeldas. I still put Link's Awakening above both of them. I know I might be kind of... because often this game does come across as Link's Awakening, but it's just everything bigger and more of it. And That's true to an extent, but I think Link's Awakening has such a great simplicity and makes it fun to replay. This is still fun to replay. I haven't played through this game in a long time, so this is going to be fun going in blind. Well, not blind, but estranged. Last time I played is when it just came out on Game Boy, on the 3DS Virtual Console, and that was a while ago. I'm also playing, yeah, I find this really interesting that I'm going back to like an old Zelda game to entertain you guys. Because, you know what, I'm in good spirits. Things in my life are going pretty well, so, you know what, it's time to rekindle some old interests, take a break from just playing Call of Duty and 360 no-scoping people, which is fun, sparingly, but, I get to do stuff like this, and it's awesome. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hooah! That was easy. Those skeletons are suck. Suck. Suck should be a adjective. Well, actually it is, but usually it sucks, so I'm not... Never mind. Me fail English a lot. Oh, boy! Oh no, it's not her talking, it's the moblins. Boy, this guy is a veteran. What's talking about? Get him. No. No. Oh, it's actually her. Sorry, I'm being stupid and I have too much caffeine in me. No, no, leave me alone. Stupid moblins. What's with you? Keep clear. Ah! Oh dear, get them! Wow, you are daring and cool. You're a radish. Thank you. Who are you? Jamo. What a nice name. I am the Mako Tree. You are so brave. He said the Oracle of Ages convinced Queen Ambi to build a black tower. Maybe she made them attack me. Thank you for rescuing me. I will never, ever forget it. And I promise I will repay you when I grow up. This is about all I can do. You can open the gate? Remember, I will repay you when I grow up. Be sure to come see me. Oh, last time I heard that phrase, I got in a lot of hot water. Yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to be your bride. Man, think about like the Zelda history. Link has been both engaged to a fish and a tree. I said it. Well, you're a cute tree. If I was gonna marry a tree, maybe you. Bubba-da-bum, bubba-da-bum, bubba-da-bum. Alright. It's weird. It all seems so foggy. I'm forgetting so much. Oh! Jamo! Are you here now? I've been waiting so long for you. Don't you remember? Hundreds of years ago? Jamo, you promised. When I grow up, I'm going to marry you. This will take some creativity to work. That's what you said, Jamo. 400 years I waited, but I knew you wouldn't forget. Wow. I think it looked pretty good for 400. Our hearts are bound across time by a thread of... I'm not arbor-sexual. What? That's not why you're here? Why won't you listen to me? Fine. You want to talk about Varan, right? Maybe Varan is using Queen Ambi to raise the tower to the heavens. If one of impure heart gains the powers of shadow. This world will be covered in darkness. That's what this is about. To know the past is to know the present. One can do as she pleases if she finds dark power in the past. All will go dark. Gemma, you must stop Miran and save Nehru. Must I say it again? No. I don't recall, but I think you need the 8 essences of time. Okay, enough. This is actually one of my beefs of this game over Link's Awakening, is there's a bit more exposition, which I've actually not been super huge on in Zelda games. Personally, that's just me personally. I know it's a story, there's a lot of story in this universe, but at the same time, see, the first Zelda I feel that replaced my favorite status, at least, which was previously Link's Awakening, was A Link Between Worlds on 3DS, because that game knew when to shut up! It's actually why I can't replay Twilight Princess. Give me the dungeon design, all the boss fights, and all that stuff that holds up really great, and I'll love it. But once I've heard Midna's story once, it lacks the impact hearing it again, and Midna was the one part of that story I really enjoyed. It's actually why I have trouble with Skyward Sword, is that it just loves its own story too much. In Final Fantasy, I don't mind that quite as much, personally, but maybe it's because it seems to have a bit more complex characters or purpose for whatever it does, but I'm not crossing that. I think Zelda works best when it's a basic fairy tale.
No way, it's too scary. Pitch black inside that grave beneath the tree. Shut up. It's no good if you get scared. Besides, it might come out. The ghost, Slender Man.
I'm gonna see if I can go here. The tree... the gate, I mean. Sorry, I have trees on the mind. I really actually like doing that Mako tree voice, no matter how borderline insensitive it is. I mean, it just depends on your perspective, really. So we're in the graveyard. That's where all children like to adventure, right? Then it's not really a matter of being scared, it's a matter of being disrespectful. I wouldn't let my kids play in the graveyard. So what is this room? Is there an underground key room in most graveyards? If I'm not working the night shift, like... is that where the guy that does the night shift goes to get into, like, the area? Like, get inside the graveyard at night? He just goes into a secret chamber with a skull pattern and all these torches and just grabs the key to the graveyard. If I got to see that awesomeness, I'd probably take up a position there. Graveyard. Hello, ghost. It's Casper. Balthazar, the friendly ghost. Hello, Crow. Hey! None of that. You guys are being peckers. Groupie! I love this music. So I think some of the best tracks in this game were ripped from Link's Awakening. And in case you guys ever think I'm trashing it by comparing it negatively to that game, I love this game. I've praised it a lot. Maybe years from now I'm gonna be going back and like playing Link Between Worlds for you guys. Maybe someday. when that game gets nostalgic. That game is both nostalgic and new. It's surreal. Level 1, Spirit's Grave. Eyes. Eyes watching me. See ya, guys. I'll be recording again later for yous. Yous guys. Guys use. Usey Goosey. Christmas Goosey.